Alright. I'm just gonna do a quick little load order run through of what I have been working with for Fallout 4. This isn't a final load order for any playthroughs or anything, obviously. But goodness, I forgot how loud the music was in the menu. But if you haven't noticed, and I'll back out in a second, look in that top right corner, big old Fallout 4 updates. The creation menu is currently offline for maintenance. You cannot download new content, but you may still change your load order and play the game. Prior to November 10th, please disable any mods altering the main menu, as these may break the patch, which is hilarious. That's very, very funny. But, for anyone who doesn't know or didn't watch the Fallout stream that Bethesda had, their big announcement, or I should say their big disappointment, was that they're re-releasing Fallout 4 again. Actually, they haven't done it twice, so this is the first time they're re-releasing Fallout 4, but they're doing an anniversary edition because it has, hilariously, it's been 10 years since Fallout 4. And the last time they updated this game with its mods, they completely broke the the mod menu and mods in general, and the game has not been running the same ever since. It's actually been really, really awful. Real quick, I just want to run through the mods that I actually have installed. It'd be nice if the mod menu actually functioned, because as you can see, none of this stuff is really, none of the icons are working, nothing's really functioning, because there's just too much, I don't know, I guess coding is just really, really, really hard. And to be fair, yes, it's a 10-year-old game. It's doing the best that it can with what it has, but it does seem like the images have fixed themselves finally. But this is my load order. So I do not have unofficial patch, because apparently unofficial patch breaks your game now, and the guy running it, who needs no introduction, has just not fixed it. Like, he basically said, yeah, I can't trust them to not break it again, so I'm just not even going to waste my time. Which is pretty hilarious. Like, Bethesda's done a really good job of soiling their reputation over the past couple of years, haven't they? But, anyway, this is the general layout. I'm not going to list off every single thing. I'm just going to run through it really, really slowly, so that when I go back to look at this video, because it's effectively what I'm going to be doing. I could swear I turned that off, but interesting. When I eventually go back to look at this video so I can remember what I had installed, you know, I don't have to sit there and say, oh yes, this place anywhere does this, this, and that. I'm not doing all that for you. This isn't for people, this is for me. So, but I would rather not just sit here in silence. I'd like to actually talk about the stupid things that are about to happen. So, the last time they updated Fallout, it was done with the release of the show, right? So it was a 2-for-1 banger. We got a terrible show and then a terrible update for a mid-game, which broke the game. And it has never been fixed since. It kind of sucks, too, that the Anniversary Edition seems to be the only time where these things will be addressed. Like, they basically broke the game for a full year, left it alone, and then decided to re-release it at, I can only imagine, it's going to be $70. I don't know, I didn't look at the price. I think they're treating it as like an anniversary, kind of how they did with Skyrim, where you could upgrade to the Anniversary Edition for like $20 or something like that. Kind of lame, not gonna lie. It just really is. It's baffling. Like, this is baffling to me. I am really, really shocked that this is how they're going about things. Like, this is nutty to me. Truly, it is. Um, it's just so like it's obvious, right? Because the only thing that the Anniversary Edition is doing is it's the same thing they did with Skyrim, where you get all of the Creation Club stuff, which is like, who really cares, right? Because the Creation Club stuff will add maybe a handful of weapons, which aren't even very attractive or look very good, right? They're just like really bad looking, Bethesda weapons. Um, which is, a far cry from all the stuff that if the pictures would show, but unfortunately they seem to have broken again. But as the pictures would show, you'd get some really cool stuff out of the mods that look really, really good, or are weapons that were in Fallout at one point. But, alas, they just gave us a bunch of new garbage that doesn't look good. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked that those Creation Club assets didn't get flipped for 76, I'm not going to lie. But anyway, um, all of the Creation Club stuff will be available with the Anniversary Edition, as well as all of the DLC, of course. But since I already have the Game of the Year Edition, it really doesn't matter to me. The only thing this is really going to do is make creations free, but on top of that, it's going to it's going to bring creations into the fold. So they won't be called mods anymore, because you noticed in the menu they were still called mods. They're going to be called creations now, which is quite disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very disappointed by that, because I mean, like, come on, dude. Like, really? We're really doing creations still? And basically what it means is that the game will be bought and paid for from here on out. It's going to be just like Starfield, guys. All those cool weapon mods that I just ran through, you're going to have to pay for them all from this point on. I guarantee it. Now, I'm not saying that, in a demeaning way to the mod authors, because I'm sure there's still some mod authors who would be more than willing to not charge for their mods, because there's some for Starfield. Not many, but there's still some. But it's it's looking like dark days ahead for this game. Not gonna lie. Like, oh yeah, look at all these cool mods. Oh yeah, look at all these cool guns that are added by the mods. This one breaks my game. I don't know why. I really love the look of this. It's a WA-2000, but like you can alter it to look like this. Really like this gun. Every time I pull the trigger, it crashes my game. I don't know why. I've looked it up. I can't find any bug reports on that, so I might just have to uninstall it. Oh well. But look at all these cool mods, guys. Yeah, it's totally won't have to pay for any of this stuff, and it totally won't. No offense to Degenerate Dak, but it totally won't crash your game or anything if you shoot the gun, right? I'm sure it's like a fluke issue with some other mod conflicting, creating a problem where I pull the trigger, the game explodes. Obviously, it's not his fault. Every mod that he makes is fantastic. But it's like such a level of quality that it's like, yeah, I could see Dak charging for this stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Would I be upset by it? Yeah, a little, right? And let me preface that by saying I've seen what Starfield looks like. I've seen what Starfield's creations look like. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The prices they're charging for one gun. You know what I mean? And for all you know, it could be a gun that you're not even going to use, right? That's kind of the thing I'm getting at with stuff like this in this game, and in Starfield, and as well with Skyrim, right? You download these mods because they are effectively because they are a convenience, right? You download these mods not because they not because you necessarily think that you're going to be using this stuff all the time, right? Specifically for weapons and armor, I'm referring to, right? Sometimes it could just be to add to the environment or to add to the experience, right? Maybe you're not gonna run around repping. Where's what's his name?
Arturo.
Let me look at his. Oh man, oh yeah, I forgot. We're playing Fallout 4. I gotta sit through all the conversations. Shut up. Like, you're probably not gonna be going around using a wasteland chain gun, right? All right, but it is cool to have it in the game. It's an interesting early game high power weapon that enemies could be using, right? It varies what is being thrown at you. For instance, like a 12 millimeter pistol, you're probably not going to be using this a whole lot, and honestly, it shows up a little bit later in the game anyway. But right, it's a direct upgrade from the 10 millimeter. Yeah, ooh, yeah, 12.7. Oh, 12.7 SMG. A 223 pistol even. Yeah, it adds to the environment. It adds to the game. It gives you things that you might not otherwise be using, but it means that enemies will be using it. Companions could be using it. Maybe you don't want to be using a crazy tricked out pistol like this, but you could give it to your teammate, Or it could be simply things that used to be in previous games, right? Like those 12.7 weapons, as well as the classic combat shotgun. Now, mind you, I hate this gun. The only reason it's in my game is because it's part of a bundle. But it's in the game, it's there if you want to use it. And that's the thing, it's a big if. It offers variation, Glock 85, yeah, it used to be in previous titles. Well, here it is again. Or even things that simply just fit and they make sense, and it fills gaps in the weapons set, Oh, the riot shotgun, yeah, from Vegas, everyone's favorite. Surplus rifle, not quite the service rifle, but it will suffice. I am not eating up 100 megabytes of space for the service rifle. I'm sorry. I know it's great. I know it's good. I can't do it. But as I was saying, right, not every mod is inherently designed to be used all the time, right? It means that you don't feel obligated to use these weapons when you find them. If you paid for a gun, right? Imagine you paid for this Infiltrator SMG. You would feel obligated to use this every time you came across it because you paid money for it. That's how I feel about all of the guns that are added in the Creation Club, because they don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they're injected into leveled lists, right? A lot of the mods in Starfield, some of them are injected into leveled lists, so it's like, okay, I'll give you that. But I'm not paying $3 for the Spaz 12, or I'm not paying $3 for the AKM, or the whatever. I'm not paying that much money for one gun. And I know how that sounds, but it really is, oh man, how would I put it? So I'm going to contrast the experiences of these mod authors with the experiences I've had making maps in Halo Reach. And I know how that sounds, but it is a ridiculous comparison for a reason. I used to make maps on Halo Reach and 4 and Master Chief Collection quite a bit. I used to have a series on the old channel that highlighted all of the maps that I had made. Before that channel got nuked, of course. But I spent a lot of time making those maps. I poured hours and hours. I can fondly remember sitting around listening to my playlists, sitting there, I'm just blasting Suicide Machines, I'm blasting Alkaline Trio, I was young. I still blast those, but you know what I mean. And it was fun. I would be, as soon as I would get home from school, it'd be like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock or something. I'd hop on Reach and I'd just start making maps, and I'd be on there until like 3 in the morning. I would stay on it until that map was done, or close to done, or, you know, to the point where I was like falling asleep. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I will pick this up tomorrow. Sometimes I would spend whole days making maps, where I would just sit there and plot my course and be like, today I am making this, right? Or I'd just scout Forge World looking for places to make the map. It's like, this, I have the inspiration, I know what I'm going to make, right? And it would take me hours, right? Grand totaling into like somewhere to like 8 hours, like a full day's worth of work would go into those maps. And obviously the first ones were not good. Ironically, the most successful, but not good. Later on, as my skills got more and more refined, especially going into Halo 4 and then Master Chief Collection, the stuff started looking really, really good. Performance-wise, that's another thing, but looking really, really good. I put a lot of attention to detail into my maps. I didn't see a penny for it. And I did it anyway. I didn't see a penny for it, and I wouldn't want to charge anyone. Because why would I? That takes the passion out of it. And it's exactly why I think this whole thing that they're doing is a mistake. Everything to do with creations is a mistake, which is why I will not be buying Anniversary Edition. I think Anniversary Edition is a joke. Because creations are a product. Mods are a passion. A passion that is to be spread to other passionate people playing the game. Products, on the other hand, are meant to be sold to unfortunate players playing the game, right? They're meant to be sold to whales, people that will buy anything that you throw at them, no matter how ridiculous the price, right? If you were to ask me, you know, oh, how much would you charge for the maps that you made? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Oh, what if it was like 10 cents? No. No, you're getting it for free. Because I poured all that effort into that map, into those maps, plural, over 5 years. For the fun. For the people, for the players. Because the feeling I got of loading up a custom game and loading my map up with the game type or whatever, right? That feeling of accomplishment and joy, knowing that the people that you're playing with are having fun playing the map that you're playing, is enough. That's enough for me. I don't need money. I don't need compensation for my time. The time I put in was to make other people happy. That's the goal, right? That's what mods should be. There shouldn't be a monetary number assigned to the happiness that it brings to people. That sucks the fun out of it. Because then I feel obligated to use the thing, or to play the thing, or to do it a certain way, instead of doing as I please with it. Making of it what I will. Right? Allowing it to soak up, you know, whether it's in the environment or this and that, right? If you... I will say, for certain mods, right, like, I'm not even going to say mods, for certain creations, like in Skyrim's instance, Bard's College, fantastic mod. Fantastic mod. $10? Ooh! That's rough! However, it's a DLC-sized mod. It is fully voiced, fully functional, with all the fixins, everything you could possibly want in that thing. Is it worth $10? Yes. Yeah. Hearthfire was $10, for Christ's sake. Of course Bard's College is worth $10, right? There have been mods that I've played on Skyrim where I would happily say, like, yeah, I would have paid for this, right? Playing through, well, legally, mind you, but playing through Helgen Reborn on console, was totally, I would buy that. That was an amazing mod, right? DLC size, kind of Dawn Guard-esque, you know. Doesn't really add any new lands or anything, but it adds a fully voiced, fully fleshed out quest line with a whole bunch, you know, with the fixins, the usual Bethesda fixin, mind you. But still, would I buy it? Yeah, probably. For $5 or $10, sure, you know. New content is new content, you know. But it needs to be polished. It needs to be functional. And that's the thing that we are not seeing with Starfield, which I'm terrified for Fallout 4. And I have not been on Skyrim in a hot minute, so I have no idea how bad it's going to get over there. But I do think that, like, it could be hopeful for Fallout 4. We could see some big mods come out. But my other example for Starfield is obviously Watchtower, which is hilariously made by the same person that made Bard's College. It's also $10. And you know what else that person has made for Fallout 4? Oh yeah, that's right. Sim Settlements. And Sim Settlements 2. You know, it would be kind of funny if there was a Sim Settlements 3 and you had to pay for it. And it would be $10. I'm just saying. I don't trust it. I do not trust it. I've got a bad feeling about this. That's all, you know. I do. I just have a bad feeling about it. Because I know the signs. I've seen how bad Starfield is. There's hardly any free mods in that game. Let me rephrase. There's hardly any free mods worth their salt. Right? All of the good, fully functioning mods are paid for. And it's, you know, whether it's the lowest price or the highest price, it doesn't matter. You have to pay for it. I'm not paying for a difficulty slider. I'm not paying for a mild convenience. I don't care if it's $1. Get out of my face with that. That took you, what, all of 3 hours to make? I'm not paying for that. That's insane, right? And that's what I'm talking about. It's stupid stuff. Like, it's all mundane nonsense. And that's the thing that bothers me about it the most, is that, like, there's so many problems with Fallout 4 that I could just picture them. Like, oh, you'd see so many minor tweaks and this and that, and it's gonna be like, oh, $2 for, you know, 76 weathers or something. You know, like, just some dumb crap that does nothing but piss people off, because, like, oh yeah, this mod's just like this other mod in the other game, except I have to pay for it this time. Literally, like, going through Starfield, there were so many mods where it's like, this is like a basic quality of life mod in Skyrim and Fallout 4, except now I have to pay for it, right? That is why, like, the Starfield modding scene is dead. It's dead. It's so dead, right? Nobody's playing Starfield. Nobody cares. They did that little teaser for the DLC. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Oh, the Terran Armada. What is it? Who knows? Who cares? No one's gonna play it. If you couldn't even get half the people that owned Shattered Space to play Shattered Space, what makes you think anyone's gonna come and play Terran Armada? It's not happening. It's not happening. It truly is, like, Bethesda's in the dark ages right now. They've made it very clear and apparent that they are more focused on making money than they are making good games or fixing their games or making players happy. The Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is a great example of this, because it's just another in a line of stinkers that nobody asked for. Right? I mean, I feel like I've said my piece. I showed my load order. Right? Obviously, for people that were actually interested in the load order, I apologize. This was not made for general consumption. I just wanted to air my grievances with the upcoming update and the treatment that Fallout 4, as well as Starfield and Skyrim. Skyrim's been fared quite a bit with its creations, though, I'm not gonna lie. The offerings that I've seen on there are much higher quality and much more fairly priced compared to what I've seen in Starfield. And of course, with Fallout 4, I'm doomsaying a bit, but like, dude, what do you expect me to do when, when like I've seen Starfield, right? Starfield is much closer to comparison to Fallout in terms of what kind of mods it would have on offer. And I am not hopeful. I'm not hopeful. I have a feeling like every new gun that comes out, you're gonna have to pay for. Every mild inconvenience, you're gonna have to pay for it. I'm not here for it. I'm not. I would like to enjoy my game, my single-player game, with my mods for free. You know, like, I already bought the game. I already bought your damn DLCs 10 years ago. You know, why do I have to buy it again? Why do I have to buy it again? Yeah, but what's up with that? Why do I have to buy it again, huh? It's a little strange. It's a little bizarre. Not gonna lie. It's very annoying. But, yeah, I feel like I've said relatively enough about it. I've aired my grievances, I've, said my piece, as it were. But, yeah. I hope that Fallout 4 does not end up the same way that Starfield did. I really do. Because even though I hate this game, I'm being too hard. I do not hate Fallout 4 as much as most people do. I actually really enjoy playing this game. It is not a good Fallout game, but as I mentioned, oh boy, I love making maps. I'm a sucker for the settlement system. I love the settlement system. That's a hot take, right? But I love the settlement system, but I also understand that it's like, yeah, that's kind of part of the reason why this game sucks. But I enjoy it quite a bit. But I can't imagine. I just can't imagine it going well. But I hope it does. I hope it does well. Obviously, not does well, right? I hope it goes well. I hope the mods are not too negatively affected by all of the overly monetized crap that they end up churning out. I really do, because it would be quite sad to see it happen twice, you know? Like, oh man, Starfield, oof, that went really bad really quickly, huh? I sure hope it doesn't happen again. Like, I really do. I really, like, Fallout 4's modding scene is actually, like, really, really good. And it would be quite sad if it didn't survive this. It would be quite sad, because, man, there's so many, like, cool mods. So many big mods, too, right? Like, America Rising and Fallout London, all these other projects that are in the work currently, as well as, of course, all of the really, really, really nice high-quality weapon mods, high-quality armor mods, all that stuff. Companions as well, that frankly, I've never really messed with. And the only, and I'm saying this as potential, the only potential upside to this update is that there are big rumors speculating that the mod storage space limit could be increased, which I thought was legally impossible, but if they figured a way out around it, That would be pretty sick, not gonna lie, because this 2 gigabytes is killing me, man. This 2 gigabytes sucks. You can barely download anything. As you saw, my entire load order is all guns and like a handful of, obviously weather mods and whatnot. But like, there's not a whole lot you can do with 2 gigabytes of storage space. There just isn't. So it would be quite nice if that could be increased. But I also have a dark feeling that the increased storage space that they're talking about is going to be exclusively for paid creations. I could just picture it. I just have a feeling. I have a feeling that's what it's going to be, so that you can continue buying your production, your mass-produced slop. But all the cool free things that people made with like passion, that people made with care, yeah, sorry, that's restricted. But if you want to keep spending money, you go right ahead. That's what I think is gonna happen. Yeah, I think that pretty much rounds it out. I think, because I mean, what else is there really to say, other than I hope it doesn't kill the game, because like the modding scene for this. Very strong. Very strong. It's better than Starfield's. That's not saying much. But I hope it all goes well. I really do. But I don't have high hopes.